home stretch, home stretch. It's like a hurricane outside. So once again, we picked a good day to come to Florida. And got one more portrait to do. And it's been a very, very full day of photography. We've done, I would say, pretty well over the course of the day. Managed to get the group shot done, which was the linchpin of the thing. Always a pressurized picture, always lots of conflicting, you know, egos, interests, time schedules, you name it. Everything has to happen, and everything has to happen at once. So it was good that that occurred. Now we've got one lone individual to shoot in a pretty interesting environment, and then we can call it a day. And here he is.
I brought the real deal. This is my face.
Okay, fantastic.
I don't know if you want me to wear it or
Sure.
hold it or
Sure,
reference it, or-
we can do both.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
It's a mirror, but
Okay. Yeah, looks good.
There we go. Okay, better. All right, here we go, Mike. Great. Looks good. No good. All right. I'll tell you what, Kurt, hold that white, sorry about this, Mike, hold the white in front of Mike's face so I'm seeing it. I'm going to do a pretest. So, sorry, it has to be just like that, okay?
Beautiful. That's even better. There you go.
Okay, all right, now let's take a look.
and now same.
Same thing, yep, just shield him, great. Perfect. Much better. Okay, here we go. All right. All right, Mike, ready, camera, eyes, here we go. Good, good. Relax a little bit, Mike.
Someone else is asking for Novocaine.
Does this keep dimming or is that just me?
Looking good, looking good. Way to go, Mike. Good look, good look. All right, let's take a look. How are we doing?
Good. Let's check your sharpness in just a second.
Good.
Yeah.
What's happening is that we're not getting a clean, completely clean flash result because we have lost control of the ambient light in the room. So the ambient light is bleeding into the flash exposure and making it a little less lustrous than it would be with a heavy-duty flash this close to someone's face, which is actually very dangerous, by the way. Mike doesn't know that, but so I haven't told him. I've elected not to kind of bypass that detail. But
Just sign the form
you
right
know,
here. Right?
he evidently doesn't read the AP Newswire about what happened to my last subject. I just kinda pushed that light in just a little too close. The vacuum tube exploded, and it was. I mean, I thought we had things handled, but then you know, the fire department showed up, and then you know, the sirens.
You didn't think
and
it was funny.
You know, no, just like you know, but when the SWAT team guys showed up, they were completely unreasonable. I thought they were just over the top concerned, you know. Absolutely not. Anyway, what we're experiencing here is that, you know, the files, the size of the files and the frequency and number of them have choked the computer, and that will happen during the course of a shoot when you are tethered. As a strategy for survival in a pressure job, I always have a camera standing by, spare camera, writing to a card, so I can just let this camera sit, keep downloading, and then just seamlessly go after it, because, you know, people who are less patient than Mike would, you know, walk off the set, you know, or have an issue, or art director would start vibrating like a tuning fork, you know, says, what's happening? Is it not working? It's not working. And, you know, so you try to keep everybody calm as best as you can. You're the one. You're the tech. You're the digital tech. You know, you're supposed to run the computer. I mean, the camera's still freed up to shoot pictures. Are we still seeing a camera on the desktop?
No.
No, we're not. Okay.
So if that's the case.
So we're going to detether.
Yep.
And we're going to rock and roll. Stupid computer. Good luck, Mike. Here we go. Perfect. Perfect. Great. Perfect. Perfect. And great. All right. Awesome.
Good.
All right, great. So, can you, as a newcomer, someone who's not completely steeped in Shriner lore and legend, though I do, as an aside, I would teach down at Santa Fe a great deal, and we used it is the Shriners Museum down there as a location. It's
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a beautiful old
temple?
building. Yeah, the
Yeah.
temple itself. So from what I know, to be a Shriner, you first have to be a Mason.
Correct. You have to be a master mason in order to be a Shriner. You used to have to be a 32nd degree Scottish Rite or a York Rite Mason.
Okay.
But several years back, we realized that young men today especially, and professional men don't have the time to spend, that it takes to go through all the degrees of Masonry. So basically, the legislation was introduced at the convention to change the bylaws and allow Master Masons to become Shriners, go direct from being a third-degree Master Mason, which is the highest degree you can attain as a Mason, and go directly into the shrine.
Okay. Yeah, that's the name of the location in Santa Fe, though, is the Scottish Rite Temple.
Temple,
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah. So fascinating building, amazing. And this whole tradition of Shriners got started, how old is it now?
1872.
Wow.
The shrine was an offshoot of Masonry. Masonry takes good men and makes them better men, but it can be somewhat dry. And the founding fathers of the shrine thought that they still wanted to focus on becoming better men, better fathers, better citizens, but they wanted to have a little more fun than that was afforded to them as Masons. So they started a fraternity in 1872, which became the Shriners, and it was focused basically on having fun. And for about the first 50 years, that's all they did, and they earned quite a reputation, which in some respects we're still living down today. But it wasn't until the 1920s that they adopted a philanthropy, which is today known as Shriners Hospitals for Children.
Wow. That's pretty amazing. So all of these, the fezzes up here represent different states, different
temples, different locations.
Okay.
A temple is a group of nobles in a given location, a group of men who belong to the shrine in a given location. And a lot of people wonder, what the shrine has to do with the Middle East. And I always like to say, well, we have the same thing to do with the Middle East that Greek letter fraternities and sororities have to do with Greece. It's a backdrop, it's a theme. And I once had a reporter say, well, why the Arabic garb, though, and parades and that type of thing? And I always say, well, if we marched down Main Street wearing business suits carrying attaché cases, who would watch? So it
Point well
provides us
taken.
with, it provides us with color and pageantry, and it's an allure for people. People want to know more about the shrine because of the color and the pageantry, and they see the camaraderie and the fellowship, and it has a certain allure even today to professional men and men from all backgrounds.
Okay. Very cool. I'm going to ask you to do one more thing for me before. Can we switch up to a 70 to 200, please?
Yep.
Good. Very nice. Okay. Let's just try this, just for a few frames, okay? Promise not to belabor a point. How about maybe folding your arms? That would kind of keep you up above there. That's great. Great. Gotcha. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's actually nice.
Thank you, Dr. Armstrong. My fishing at High Street.
Sure. I went down to a 6th.
Thanks. Good meeting, all of you. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Mike, thank you.
Joe. Thanks a lot.
And thanks for
Appreciate
that history.
Sure.
That's pretty
Thank you.
fascinating.
Thanks for coming in.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
I cleared up a lot.
Take care.
All righty.